Yes, recording is in progress. So as I was saying, I'm still talking about the importance of UI UX design. It enhances user satisfaction and it increases conversion rates, just like what I was explaining before now. Like you are supposed to have a sign up button below, then you are having that sign up button in another page. You can imagine it's not like a balanced equation. There is no way it can, like, user can be satisfied with that kind of settings. Like it also increases conversion rates, because when someone enters your website now and they see like a call to action that they can click on immediately, this increases conversion because good UX design focuses on guiding users through an intuitive journey, making it easier for them to achieve their goals, like making a purchase, signing up, creating an account, logging in, and so on. And it reduces development costs. Now, this is one important part that I always tell people. Most people come for, like I said earlier on, I'm a project manager and I've managed a couple of projects. Now, this is the problem we experience from some people. Now, when you tell them you need like a UI for your product, because some of them will think it's cost more to have the UI of their product before the development. But this is how it reduces cost. It reduces development cost. Number one reason is because, when you have the UI of your product, you can go through the feel of your product before launch. Even before development we start, before the back-end development or front-end development, whatever we start, you already have the feel of how your product will look like, the exact feel of how it will look like. Correction can be made. What you don't want, you can actually correct whatever from the UI file. As a product owner, you already know that this is what I am getting. What you are getting is what they designed. Like your idea, you can see it. Compared to, when you have to work on a product, let's say we are working on an e-commerce store, for example, and we don't have like a UI of it. Then by the time you deliver that product to the client and they see the product, be like, oh no, we are supposed to have the shop page on this what's it called? We are supposed to have the shop page on this page. It's not supposed to be on this page. This menu is not supposed to be here. You see, that's it's a lot of stress. So it helps usability issue before development, like saving time and money on fixes later. So this is the number one thing we need to also consider when it comes to when it comes to when it comes to having UI before we begin our project. So it reduces development costs. That's one vital role, and it strengthens the brand image. When you already have what you are doing in your brand, you already know what you want. You can always revisit your UI to see if there can be an adjustment, if there can be something you can add to it. So that's another important rule, another important fact of having UI UX, and it gives a competitive advantage. Like if you see like, oh, your competitors are like they are ahead of you, and you need to make an adjustment to your platform, to your website, to your application, you can always revisit your UI and make the changes. Then they apply it on. Please, let's mute ourselves as we join. So they can apply it to your main or live product. So I'm quickly going to rush this, like the relationship between UI and UX, and the differences between UI and UX. Let me quickly run through this. Like when it comes to definition, UI is the user element users interact with, and the UX is the overall experience and journey of the user. So let's quickly look at an example. Like, let's say UX is like the blueprint, ensuring, okay, let's use that, like, imagine a house, right? UX is the blueprint, ensuring the house is functional and meets the needs of the occupants. Then UI is the interior design, ensuring the house looks beautiful and feels welcoming. So together, they create a space that is both physical and enjoyable to live in. So this is just like analogy between like UX and UI. Like, they both work hand in hand. Like, it's something that, like, UX is just like a blueprint that is ensuring that this house is functional and meets the needs of the occupant. While UI is the interior design, like, that ensure that the house looks beautiful, the whatever that makes the house looks really, really nice. So this is the UI. So let me just stop there for now, so we don't focus more on explanation on what UI UX mean. We can always, on our own, do more findings about it. Let me check the chat button, please, for a minute. What do you want me to take again, please? I've not started sharing my screen because I'm not on Figma yet. So when I start, like, the main practical, I will share my screen. I'm just talking about some key points. What do you want me to say again? Please, you can unmute yourself and speak quickly. Oh, the differences between UI and UX. Okay, the differences between UI and UX. Now, number one, I said the UI is the user interface, while the UX is the user experience. UI, which is the user interface, the visual element the visual element users interact with, that's the UI. Like, the visual element which user interacts with. And it's like appearance, the colors, the typography, and layout. And it makes the product visually appealing. Then it's also visual designs, style guides, and prototypes. Aesthetic appeal, responsiveness, consistency. While for UX is the overall experience and journey of the user. And for functionality, user flow, accessibility, and satisfaction. And it ensures the product meets user needs effectively. Not having sign-up button in About Us page. You see, it's not even user-friendly. So, like, now, we can also say, like, wireframes, user flows, and interaction design. That's UX. And also task success rate, user satisfaction, and usability. So, and there is an example which I make, which is like, imagine a house. The UX is the blueprint, ensuring the house is functional and meets the needs of the occupants. While the UI is the interior design, ensuring the house looks beautiful and feels welcoming. I think this both explanation will give like justice to what UI and UX means. So before I start sharing my screen, does anyone have any other questions? So before I proceed, before we go into the actual practical, does anyone have any questions to ask about the difference between UI and UX?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Okay. My question is actually around the subject matter generally.
Yes, please.
It's looking strange to me, but I just want to know, do you think that some of us that are not really IT people, is it
Mm.
really, how does it impact in us? And because you said that you need to really give in much time and things. Is this supposed to just be for IT guys or people who are into finance and the rest?
Mm.
Does it have any value for us? Thank you.
Okay, value for people in finance and the likes. Okay, let me start from there before I go to the message chat. Uh, okay, actually, I think for people in finance, the advantage of if I get your question right, you are talking about the advantage of UI UX for people in the finance industry, right?
Yes, 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 yes. There's a lot of us that are new in IT. I'm just looking at, I hope it's not a waste of time for us, especially if we do not have. I'm feeling that before you get to this stage, for like people like you must have started maybe from somewhere that is lower and then graduate to this level, which we have not done. How easily is it for us to come at this stage and then also fit in?
Hmm. Okay. So, to the best of my knowledge, there is no there is no skill that is a waste of time. Yes. Like I remember during my learning stage, I had to learn so many things, which, it was not looking as if I am diverse. I can do this, I can do that, but I have my major focus. Right. So when it comes to your industry, UI UX, some people just think UI UX is just about designing alone. But I think there are more, more thing into it. When it even comes to the UX aspect of it, trying to understand the feel of people is a lot of work. Trying to analyze this, analyze that is a whole lot of work. Now, when it comes to the finance aspect, anyone can design, right? Anyone can have like, okay, maybe, we have like, how will I say it? Sorry, I'm not really into finance. So I'm just trying to put it in a terms that we like, okay, you use Excel spreadsheets, yeah? Then maybe you are looking towards a user-friendly aspect to undo something that will make it like flexible for everyone. I'm still trying to put it in the right way to meet exactly what that matches what you do. So like in X, people say they can't hear me. I'm not on mute.
I can hear you.
Okay,
I
Yeah,
can
I
hear.
can hear you. Yeah.
okay. So I'm saying in the chat that you can. Okay, thank you. So I'm trying to like balance this whole thing with people because I know majority are in the banking industry because my own major focus is just like uh, um, trying to like expand your knowledge in the design industry. And when it comes to the design industry, actually, I have no much idea about how the banking system works. Like not 100% idea, or even not even up to 50% as knowledgeable as you all here that are in that industry. But I'm sure in one way or the other, there will definitely be like an addition to what you currently do. That I can be sure of. And if it can also be an addition, at least it can be like, no, it's definitely an addition, or it can be like a side stuff to help you in what you currently do as we move forward. This is just my own thoughts because I never went deep to find out, oh, people in the finance department, people in the IT department, people in this department, how can it help them? The only thing I have in mind is, oh, at least everyone will have something to take home. And trust me, it can never be a waste of time. There will definitely be like a take home for everyone that will definitely add to what you do. Yes, you don't need an IT experience to learn UI UX design. That's the overall of it all. You don't need any IT experience because it's just like a practical stuff, something you just come, you learn, just like using like your own knowledge, adding knowledge to what you already know. It's just like learning Microsoft Word. You don't need any IT experience to learn Microsoft Word aside from using your computer, navigating your mouse and those things. So, Mr. Benga, your hand is up.
To what you said to the applicant who asks the area of finance. Yes, like you already mentioned, a waste of time. So this will help you to have a high level overview of how this works. You might say you don't have application in place to manage your finance setups and all of that, but you might want to consider having it in the future that you want to employ the service of a UI UX designer. And if you don't have, this pre-know knowledge how this works, it might just, they might just want to beat around the bush with you because you don't have the pre-know knowledge. But with this, I mean, you can tell them for certain that, hey, what you're doing is not right, what you're doing is wrong. Based for that, you've gotten the high level of view of, Figma, of, designs and all of that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benga, for the input. So, someone is also asking about explaining the difference between wireframe and user flow. Okay. When we say wireframe is just like a representation of the layout of a screen or a page, like what the visual represents, like a visual representation of the layout or like of a screen page, like having a visual representation of the layout of a screen page. That's just my simple explanation of what wireframe is. And when it comes to user flow is just like a diagram showing the steps a user takes to complete a task. So that's the user flow. That's the difference between a wireframe and a user flow. So, okay, what's the difference between UX? What's the difference between UI, UX?
Sorry, is it possible we take that again?
You mean like the difference between wireframe and user flow?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, I'm saying wireframe is a visual representation of the layout of a screen or page, while a user flow is like a diagram showing the step a user takes to complete a task. So, so the difference between UI, UX, and WordPress design. Okay, UI, UX design. Let me say, it's just like a prototype. Like having a prototype, when we say a prototype, like a sample of what we do, of what we are doing. Then WordPress design, when we say WordPress design is like a CMS platform, content management system, which we use in like designing or building a real life project. So that's the difference between, I don't want to go deeper, but that's the simple difference between WordPress design. People use WordPress to build live products, like a website, web application. So but for UI UX, it's just like a a a flow. Let me put it like a flow chart of how the real project will be like. It's just like architecture. you know, like an architect, the like architecture in the architecture industry, you know, you have like there's something they call this stuff like should I call it like a, is it like the first like the design of the house? Let me put it like the design of the house. After the design of the house, then they take it to the engineer. Oh, this is how like plan. Thank you. You have like a plan. Then after the plan, oh, you take it to the engineer that oh, this is how I want my house to look like. Then the engineer will be like, okay, then we go into building. So UI UX design is just like you giving the plan of how the house will look like. Then you give it to engineer. We have engineer as well. So we have engineer that we can pass it to as well. That we like, oh, in the IT industry, you know, we have the designer, we have the engineers. So when you finish designing, you pass it to the engineer. Those are the developers that will bring that idea, what you just designed, into like a real world something. I think I'm going to show us one of my design that shows like WordPress and UI UX. Like there is one design I did like I think 4 years ago, which it was designed with Figma, and I converted it to a WordPress, a real life website. So I did it on my personal domain. So definitely I should be able to find it. So I will show us just to see like a real life project and a UI UX design and a real life project, having them together. So I'm not taking any question again for now. So let's just go dive into the real practical. Then later on, I can come back to questions. But for now, let us keep questions to this. Let's just keep question aside for now. So let's go straight into, I will share my screen now. And I'm not supposed to show these files, but let me see if I can. So now, and for those of you that already have an idea about Figma, I'm sorry I have to take it from the start because of people that have no idea at all. Like I already gave a clue for us to go check, like create an account, like look around the walk around of it. And at the end of this today's training, we are going to have a small take home, what we need to do for the week. It will be, don't worry, it will be something very, very simple, just for us to get familiar with Figma. So I will start sharing my screen now. Um, I'm not taking any question for now, sorry. So, but let's just start the main stuff first. And we'll talk about, okay. I'm sure we can all see my screen now. Can we all see my screen? Can we all see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Thank you. So, yeah. So, like I said, figma.com, we should try and create an account. So it will be much more easier for us. Like we can get started for free. I even realized that some people are having problem with creating an account. So I'm going to do that quickly now. If you have a Google account already on your system, this is a guest profile. So there is no way I can link a Google account with it. So I'm just going to use this Gmail to create a demo account for people that are finding it difficult to create an account. So let's just start from there and see how we can proceed. Then I will take us like through the workaround, how we can create a new file on Figma, like starting our new design, and also and also how we can sorry, I think there is a verification code. So if we are trying to create an account, a verification code will be sent to our email, and we'll go to Gmail to go open it. For me, I just have to copy the link and bring it here because I don't want to open it on the main browser, which I have my Figma already. So now this is just how to create Figma account. It is very easy. Please, if anyone is coming in, we can always admit people in, please, because I won't have time to be coming here to admit people in. So now, this is how you will show up in Figma files. Like, okay, let me just use. You can subscribe to Figma updates if you want. So what kind of work do you do? You can, if you're a student, if you're a software development, product manager, you select anyone which you are. If you're a designer, whichever one you are, or other, anything. Depends on your area. So do any of this describe your work? At an agency, freelancer, you work at a company, you're a founder, whichever one that suits you, you pick. Who do you usually collaborate with? Teammate, client, nobody, just you. If it's just you, you continue. Then if you want to invite collaborators, now when it comes to this collaborator, invite like them to your team to design, brainstorm, and build together. Now, this is how, say, there's something I enjoy about Figma. As we all are in this meeting, we can have a one file which we all can design, real life design in there. We can invite, I think you can invite for here, you can invite up to 3 people. I don't know, but for the, and again, Figma also has a pro account whereby people pay for advanced subscription. I've never used it before anyways, but then I think I'm okay with the free version for now. And if there will be need for an upgrade, of course, before we can upgrade from a free to a paid plan, which means we have been getting restriction from the free plan and we need to upgrade to the pro plan. I think that's the major reason why majority upgrade, and to have like, oh, I just want to be free. I don't want any restrictions. Some people don't like restrictions when they are doing anything. That's why they like to subscribe to a pro plan. Like, oh, I want to use these tools, but it's available for pro users alone. No, I want something that I will be able to have access to every features. So we can invite collaborators and we can decide, we can skip it. Don't have any collaborator for now. So what brings you to Figma today? Using it for fun, setting it up for team, starting a new job or project, looking for a new work tool. You choose the one that that suits you. Have you used Figma product before? Yes, many times, yes, a few times. So it's my first time. You choose whatever suits you. So we continue. Now we see this are the plan. I'm not going to dive deep into this. We choose the starter plan and click on continue. So what would you like to do first? Design with Figma. Okay, that's the first thing we need to do. This is how Figma interface looks like. This is exactly how it looks like. So we are going to do like a walkthrough this whole thing, and we'll try something new. And at the end of today, this is exactly what we are going to practice and also add some kind of, interesting things to it. So finish. Now, this is how Figma interface looks like. Please help me admit people in. Some people say they can't see my screen. Is that true? Can you see my screen?
Yes, Claire, you can see it.
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So
Or
This
make
is how.
the screen bolder than your face. If there's a way you can do it, please.
Okay.
Please,
Okay.
what's the website again? And what's the how do we get to the link? I'm off. I'm not really flowing.
So I've sent the link to the chat box, and in the group chat, I also sent a link in the group chat long time ago, and I think I kept on sending it. Figma.com. We can create an account and make it easy for us. Now, right here, we can create new. And this is where you see the space, the white draft space that we are seeing here. This is where all our design, the one we are trying to design, this is where they will be. Like if we try to create a new Figma design right now, this is where they will all be. So we can create new, or now we have all projects, all our projects, and we have the trash. We have team projects, we can create team projects. So this is just like the first page, your screen page of Figma. So, and I think more often what we'll be need to be seeing right here is maybe all our projects, the projects we have been working on, our team project, or we go to our draft to see our recent projects which we are working on. So let's go deep into, we can also explore the Figma community and see what's going on there. So we can create a new design file, right? So that's the first thing we need to do. Now I'm going to take it really slow. So I might be a little bit faster before now because I'm going through the theoretical aspect. So, but now for the practical aspect, I have to take it really, really, really slow. So I won't have to repeat myself again. So after you've logged in, this is the first thing we come across. Then we can create our new project, like having our new design file over here. Click on new design file, then it brings us right here. Now, on this part, we have our design tools. From here, what we are seeing from all of this, we have the local variables, we have the local stars, and we have the export. Then we have the pages. From here, we'll be able to choose our colors and everything. While on the right-hand side, we can see our assets, like all what we have been doing on this main page. We can see most of them from all of them from here, and we can navigate through them, all the pages. We can navigate all through the assets from here. While for this side is for the components, for the colors, and if we want to make changes to typography and all that is on the right hand side. So, and also we can also see our prototype. We can display prototype from here. We'll still get there once we start doing something on the screen page. So from here, now below here, we have our tools. All these guys down below here, they are the tools we have. Sorry, I can't zoom this more than this because there's no way I can zoom all of this. So we have this one, which is our move. We have and to, we have scale. And I want us to get used to the shortcut from this part of it. This is the tools we will use in designing everything we need to design right on Figma. For you to know, it is very easy. Figma is just like having to like be creative. If you are creative, you will enjoy using Figma a lot. You just have to be creative. And the first tool we can see here is this pick tool. I call it pick tool, which means you can have the move, we can have the hand tool, and we can have the scale. The hand tool, you can see how the hand tool looks like. It's just for us to move around without having to do anything. We have the move tool, which is this to move, and we also have the scale. Now we have nothing to scale, so let's continue with the move tool or the hand tool, which is the move tool, the shortcut is V. The hand tool, the shortcut is H. Let's take note. while the scale to the shortcut is K.
You can't see your screen first. You can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen. Does this apply to everyone?
We can see the screen, except maybe you might need to exit and join back. We can see your screen.
We can see the screen.
your
Let him exit and come back again. It could be network.
We can see it.
Okay, if you cannot see my screen, leave the meeting and rejoin. If you cannot see my screen, you can leave the meeting and rejoin.
Hello, sorry. So if you can stop the video so we can have the full screen, maybe that's the problem.
And okay, the thing now is there is no way I can zoom this. That's number one. And number two, I want to say something. Okay, you are not supposed to.
You can actually zoom the screen from your phone.
Yeah.
If you're using your phone,
I'm talking about myself. And moreover, next time if you are joining the call, that's why I said, it's part of the requirement. Laptop is very, very, very important. And as we can see, there is no way we can design. In fact, I'm also using my mouse. Whenever you are designing on Figma or you are doing any design work, it is advisable to have a mouse. So, but for starter, you can always start with your mouse trackpad, but at the same time, it is very important to use mouse. Very, very important. So, and laptop is one of the top requirements of what we are learning now. There is no way you can design. I've answered that question a couple of times in my DM. There is no way you can design, like use Figma with your phone. No, it is not possible. So I'm going to proceed now. Now I'm still talking about the tools. Now I'm done with the first two. Now I'm going to the second one, which is the frame, the sections, and the slides. As time goes on, we'll be picking them one after the other. I think the one we'll focus more on today, we'll focus on the test tool, we'll focus on the pick tool, all of this. We are going to use all of this today. And we'll focus on the frame for today. And on the next one, we have the rectangle, which we are going to look into it today as well. We have the line, we have the arrow, we have the ellipse, we have the polygon, we have the star, and we have the image. So for us to know, we can always bring in image to Figma as well. So, and for this, we have the pen tool and we have the pencil tool. And we have the test tool. This is for test. And this we have for comment. If you want to drop a comment for another collaborator to see it. And again, we also have the actions tool. So from the action tools, we can actually find and replace, select, undo, minimize UI, show or hide UI, multiplayer, cursor. So that is that about that. So, and let's start doing something now. So to start with, number one thing, if you want to start designing, as a designer, we have different screen size. We have the one for mobile.
You are muted. You are muted.
Oh, apologies for that. I apologize. So I'm talking about the screen size. Like we have different screen size. For you to start designing, we have different screen size. And this is what we are about to start doing. We have for the iPhone, we have iPhone 6, we have different type of iPhone. The iPhone, we have the Pro, we have the, what's it called? Like, let's say like iPhone 16 Pro, iPhone 16, like that. We have for desktop, We have different desktop screen size as well. Some people are 12 inches, some people are 16 inches, 24 inches, and so on. So,
this team is still the view.
sorry? Someone is saying something.
It's okay now.
Okay.
Just remove it. Your call screen is covering the Figma screen before.
Oh, okay. I know. So, now we are starting with the frame. Now I select the frame from here, right? Then on the right hand side, we can see frame. For frame, we can see Android compact, we can see Android medium, we can see iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Pro, we can see iPhone 16 Pro Max, and so on. Different screen size and their sizes, 412 by 917 pixel, and so on. For tablets, you can see different sizes for tablets. We can see different sizes for desktop. We can see different sizes for presentation. And we can see for wristwatch, paper, social media, and we can see the Figma community and the archive. So now to start with, we are going to start with, okay, let's do something on phone. Let me pick the iPhone. Okay, let me choose the Android compact. Now, I select the size, and mind you, you can have a prototype for both desktop and mobile. You'll be asked to design desktop view, which is for PC view on computer. You'll be asked to design tablet view, which is for those using tablet. You'll be asked to design mobile view. I think the major focus is always on mobile and desktop. I think for tablet view, they can always improvise from the desktop view. Now, starting with, this is how it looks like. This is our phone area now. Whatever we are designing will be within this place. You can see the frame within this one. This is where it will be. So now we can rename this one as, we can say login or splash screen. Let's say splash screen. Or let's just say login. Let's say login. Okay, let's say login. Login is very popular. So you can see login page. Now from here, if we click on it, we can see, you see what I was saying earlier on, we can see how we can position it, how we can, maybe you want to rearrange the layout, the appearance, the feel, which is the color, the stroke, the effect, the layout grid, and export. So to start with, let us do something like, I want to try to get, let's say like a login page. Let me just look for a simple login page that we can try right now. All right, so looking for something more simple. Okay. Okay, so let me copy the image and paste it here. What I did is just copy and paste. Okay, so this is the page I copied. Let me just say it is a login page. Now let us design something like this. This is a sign up page actually, but let us do something like this just for should I call it test purpose or just for us to understand the feel of how this things works? Now, the first thing we see here is like the test. And don't forget, we have the test icon, the test button here. We click on it. We click inside here and we type, let's say, sign up. Right. Now, this is it right here. I can zoom this now. Initially, I can't zoom the whole page because I'm doing like a walkthrough. Now, this is sign up here. From here, you remember what I said about this and to. You know, I just finished zooming. There is no way I can use move to move to the other side. You see, it will be very difficult. So the only thing I can use right here is the and to. I can use it to move freely to go and see what is right here and move and come back here without interrupting anything. All right. So that's one advantage of the and to. Now, to pick this sign up test, I have to go back to the move to. That's why the shortcut is good to know the shortcut, the V and the H. So you get used to it. You click on the V, you move, you click on the H, you move. So you don't need to be clicking on this all the time. Now, this is the sign up. I want to change the font. We go to the right hand part, this the toolbar. You see, we can see typography. From the typography, we can see the font size. We can see the font type. And we can see if we want to make it bold, regular, and so on. So from the font size, let's say I want to use this font, Montserrat. I don't know, maybe it's here. Okay. Yeah, I want to use Montserrat. I click on Montserrat. Then from here, I can see, okay, I want to make it bold. Then I want to make the font size, let's say 14. Then what else? I want to change the color to, let me say, this blue, right? Now, from this fill, that's where we change the color from. Now, if I want to decorate the text, I can decorate it from here as well, from the stroke part. But right now, I don't need to decorate the text. I just click on this hide. Then if I need to remove it, I remove it, which means I don't need it. Now, at first, we already have our sign up. We can increase the text. Like from here, we can see the text size. We can increase it. Let's just put it on 32. You see, it breaks down. We can increase it from here. All right. So just trying to do something very simple that everyone will be able to replicate. So we can see, okay, our sign up, we can put it at the center. And there's always a grid line to show you if you are at the center or not. All right. So this is sign up. Now let's have our email and password, then we do the button, and that will be all for today. Then I will tell us what we can try on our own just to improve our skills in Figma. So now we have this box. Don't forget, from the shape tools, we can choose rectangle. Then we draw our rectangle box. Now we want to make it have like a curve. Now from the curve, we can get the curve from here. You can see corner radius from the right hand side. Please, next class, everyone should be on their PC so we can all view this clearly. So we can say 5 for the corner radius. can see it has affected its 5. Let's increase it to 10. You can see it has increased to 10. Now we don't want to have a color. We just want to have a border color, just as we can see from the sample right here. So we can remove the fill and either remove the opacity to 0 or we change the color to white, right? Then we can add the border line from the stroke, the border line. Here we go. I'm not trying to replicate exactly like this, but at least just to get close and familiar with what we are doing exactly. So now for this, we can duplicate it. Now let's click on it. Now we are done with this part. What we need to do is just to type email and password. We'll do that later. So let me take this down a little bit. Right, then I can duplicate this test. And for those of us that use Microsoft Word very well, it's the same. It is the same shortcut for duplicate. Control D, and we can also press our Alt key and drag the text down to duplicate it into 2. Or we can right click on it. I will click on copy, then we say paste here. I'm just showing us different ways where we can copy and paste text or duplicate text. Yeah, so it might be a little bit difficult for me now because I'm already used to the shortcuts. Yeah, so in case if I do something and I'm trying to look for the actual way to do it, I'm so sorry about that, because when you already set your mind to doing something, you will forget the actual way which is being done, because what you do is to make your work faster. Just use shortcuts and you run in speed. But at the same time, I can still flow with so many things, don't worry. So we can change this one to medium and have this as email. We can change the font size to, let's say, 16. Can change the font size to 16 or 20 or 18. Okay, 20 is okay. Then we have the text right here. See, you can push it down or take it off, just to make sure we are having something meaningful. You can also increase the text a little bit to, let's say we can increase it to 24. So now we are done with the email button, like the email section. You can actually reduce this one as well. You can reduce this. Yeah. Okay. Then for this, we can copy both parts and say Control C. Okay, let me use my mouse so we can see it. Copy. Then we right click and we say paste here. See, and we can see it can show us that we are the center. You can see, which is very, very important. All right, then we can change this one to change the text to password. Then we can increase it from here to make sure we have both parts set. Now we are left with our button. We want to design our button now, our maybe sign up button. Now the next thing we need to do is I can copy this same rectangle box, because I want it to be as long as this as well. We can copy it, then we'll give it color. We'll give it a fill, color fill. Can use the same blue we have been using initially, like this one. That's our fill. Oh, sorry, the opacity was removed. Now, I can remove the stroke. I don't want the stroke. Now, I can have some kind of effects. There is a drop shadow. Can have drop shadow or inner shadow. We can, yeah, effects, drop shadow. So from here, we can increase the position of our drop shadow if you want, the position, the blurry, how blurry to be, how we want it to spread. We can actually take care of it from here. So right now, we're already having shadow under it. Now we have our text remaining. We can copy this one as well and change the text to sign up. All right. So it's actually below the text. So, and we want to take it, like want to bring it above the text. So we right click and we'll say bring to front. All right, then we can drag it down and make sure that
Your screen seems to be frozen now. I don't know if it is just me.
probably it's your network, because I think I have a stable
I think
network.
it's
It's your network.
Okay.
So we can change the color of this to white, just to have something perfect. Now we can have all of this icon. Now, there is a place, for Figma, for design tools, they make a lot of things, like they make life easier for themselves. From Figma, we can add plugins. I don't want us to dive deeper into those ones, so we won't get lost. From the plugins, we can have Unsplash, where we can actually bring in all these icons and just change the color as SVG file. So we can be able to edit it and change the color. So, but not to make it too boring, we can actually go to Google. So I will later drop some resources whereby we can what's it called? We can get those icons from different places. We can get icons and how we can bring them in. I think that will be in our next class. This one is just like an introduction for us to understand how this works. So we can say Google logo. Yeah, SVG, exactly. So we can have Google logo. I don't know if this is actually SVG. Okay, let me try and copy. Let me see if the one I copy will work. Yeah, it works. I just copied from Google and I paste it here. Then reduce the size. So we can actually say or sign in with Google, right? Try the actual way. Or okay, let's go with these three icons. The icons we have there, which is can use this, right? No. Mm, let me do the same thing. Just drag it in from Google. So we can do the same for for the Facebook.
Please, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, the images you're dragging from the browser, can you also edit it? For example, change the background colors as you did in the lab?
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying about SVG file. If we have SVG file, it's showing from here as an image file. You see, it's showing as image file. But if we actually download an SVG file, we can change the colors. We can edit it the way we want. Those are the links I'm saying I'm going to drop. Like there are so many
What do
sites.
you call the format again?
Sorry?
SG.
SVG. S as in sun. SVG.
VG.
SPG.
V violet.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me just use this for demo purposes. Like we can sign in with Google, Facebook. I think I want to bring in LinkedIn. So let's bring in the LinkedIn icon too. So once we are done with this, I'll take a few questions, then we call it a day. So now I want to make this the same size. See, I can actually check from, from the grid lines, we can always check if we are on the same size with the other icons or not. So we can be sure. See, you can see it's showing like a line that these two things are on the same line. One of the most important things we need to take note of. And below it as well, we can do the same. So
No.
So we can just have it like or. So this is just like this background, mind you, this background, this login background, we can also design it as well. We can add so many design, we can add background, we can change the background color to whatever, we can do anything we feel like we make the design look presentable. You can actually do anything, like we can add images, like we can just do anything to make the design look presentable. That will be up to us, the idea we are looking towards and what we are looking to achieve. Now, when we finish designing, for example, let's just assume this is our design. We click here, present. So when we click on present, it will show us in a phone frame, what we just finished doing. So let's just allow it to load. Now, what's this? Done a sec. Done a sec. Let's see again. There's a mix-up. There's something somewhere. Anyways. And in our coming classes, we are still going to talk about the prototype aspect. So, why? I deleted this stuff. Is it still hidden? Okay, let me check. Okay, give me a minute. Let me refresh my page. All right. What has been happening? Yep. So let's do it again and see if the stubborn guy has left. Yep. So here we can actually, like, this present, it's just like showing how our work will be or look like in real life. Like having to use it on a mobile phone. We are trying to work on mobile screen size. So it's this will give us like a clue of, oh, is it looking nice? Is it looking good? Do I need to adjust anything? Is this too big? Is the text too small? Is the margin not okay? This will just give you like a view of what you are seeing in real life or what we are going to see on our phones or after development. So we can actually view it from here and we can say, oh, this sign up button is too close to the top of the phone. Should I take it down or should I bring it down? Should I add this? From there, we have like an idea of what we need to adjust. So, so I think we've made justice to this. We have been able to get an idea of what we can achieve with Figma. And for next week, we are going to move further and go diving deeper into what we can achieve or do with Figma and trying to understand the tools. And at the end of the whole section, we should be able to we should be able to we should be able to achieve a splash screen, login, sign up page, profile page, and home page of anything we can think of any idea on our own, like a product on our own that we want to do. Then we'll bring it to, like, we'll do the real life practical. Everyone will have to do this particular stuff at the end of this 4 weeks class. Like we have like a product, you can like, oh, I want to work on e-commerce store. I want to work on, you can decide to work on an application like Netflix. can decide to work on e-learning application. You can decide to work on a fintech application, whatever application you want to work on your own. So we can start thinking about it throughout the week and think of something we can do. Then we have 5 pages of it. We have the splash page. Splash page is just like, when we are trying to log in an application, and the first thing we see, like, welcome. Let me show us like what I'm trying to say when I mean splash screen. I have something like that here, so we can understand what we actually need to do. So show us from here. So the whole idea is, at the end of the whole class or the whole training, we should be able to work on something like that. So we'll be having like the splash 1, splash 2, like, this, like, let me zoom this. Having like, oh, this is the welcome page, like a welcome page. We have splash 1. You can decide to have, regardless of the splash page you want to have, splash 2, 3. Then we have the login, sign up page, and the home page. So we are going to work on something similar. This is what I plan that we are going to do at the end, like what we are going to achieve at the end of this training. So now, without wasting much of our time, I think for today we have achieved and understand what UI UX mean, and do like a walkthrough on Figma, and also try to do like a sign up page for us to get familiar with Figma. So, and for next week and over the weekend, if we need help, the group will be open. We need to do something like this. I don't know how many of us know Mailchimp and email
Hello, sir.
marketing. Yes.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you for your time and the effort you are putting in. Please, I wanted to suggest if we can record sessions like this, especially so that we can always watch it much later. Like, then should be put on the platform for others to download and benefit from it.
Yes, it has been recorded. It's
Okay.
been recorded.
Okay, please, if you can avail us with it, because some of us started late. Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome. So now for next week, we need, if we all know this email marketing platform called Mailchimp. I don't know if we all know it. Now this is Mailchimp. It's an email marketing platform. So I want us to design the sign up page on our own. It might look difficult, but I know we can get time. We can get the sign up page on Google, or we go to mailchimp.com. I will drop the link /login. So we can actually do something similar to that. So I will drop the link in the chat box right now. So I don't know if we all know this email marketing platform. I just saw their email and I think we can all do something like that. So we can do something like this, using the idea of what we just did today. So we can just get into you can just like use that same idea to do something like this for next week. So for next week, we are going to do it again in class, like, but it will be very fast before we move to the next thing we need to do. So now I can stop sharing and start receiving questions. If we have questions for the next few minutes. So
sorry. Good morning, Mr. Timothy. Before you finish sharing, where did you select the icon from that displayed the page? Yeah, that displayed the design that displayed the page as a mobile phone.
Okay, I'll show us again.
Thank you.
Please, any other question? If we have questions, we can bring our questions forward. Now we click on it. Sorry, 1 minute, please. We click on it from here.
I have a question too.
Yes, please, 1 minute. Just give me a minute. So we click on it from here. See, we can click from it from our stuff, from our the name of the page that we are designing. Then we click on here. There is a play button on the left, right, and the right hand bar. So we can see present, or we just click on this arrow and we preview it on the same page. We can preview it on the same page, and sometimes we can just drag this one side and we continue our work.
Sorry, you don't understand. You didn't understand my question. The initial design before you started, this page that represented the rectangle format that fits a phone, where did you get the background frame from?
Okay. Now this is
Sorry,
the frame section.
Timothy, before you continue to answer that question, because I also have that same question, so let me throw more light to it. The first 4 steps that got you to the design of choosing the Android choice, because you mentioned Android, laptop, and the other devices, that is exactly where he's asking, if I'm very correct with what he's asking, because I also wanted to ask that part. The first 3 steps that you took that landed you to that page before you started designing, that's where I'm kind of having the challenge of how to get there. Because if you can't get clarity with that, I think I can't continue designing. The tools are quite simple to pick for those of us that are a little bit into it. Then the first place that you get to why you pick that choice of Android. If I'm asking the same question with him.
Exactly, you are right.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So now this is how I get to that place. Now, when we get to Figma, okay, let me open a new page. Let me open a new Figma page. Let me back to files. Now, create new, right? New design file. All right. So after creating a new design file, it looks just as blank as this. Then the first thing we need to do is to click on this frame section. We can see design tools and we can see frame. From the design tools, we can see frame sections and slides. So we are currently working on frames alone. So we click on frame. Then on the right side, the right bar, we can see different frame size. We can see the phone, the tablet, the desktop, the presentation, whichever one we are working on. But for today, we worked on phone. So we can toggle through the arrow right here. We can open this and choose whatever screen size we want to work on. So if it is iPhone 16, we click on it and it comes out. Then we can edit the frame size, or we can edit whatever we want to edit from here. Maybe we want to add color, fill, whatever we want to do, we can do it within this place. Within this place. So do I answer the question or I need to repeat myself?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So next question.
Yes, sir.
My question, please.
Mike, okay.
So, sorry, my
Go ahead,
question.
sir.
Is it necessary for us to create another Figma account if we've already had an account before now? Would we need to create another one for the sake of this training, or
No,
we
you
can
don't
just
need,
make use of our old Figma
you don't
accounts?
you don't need to
Yeah,
create.
I have the question. How do you auto-fill
I have a
the whole
question. I've been
background?
raising my hand.
Sorry, I don't have moderator in this training, so that's why I couldn't tell who raised their hands first.
My question is that how do you auto-fill the background? Because I can see that you auto-fill the background with blue before. Because I'm doing some designing, so how do you auto-fill the background?
Okay. So next question, I will answer both together. I think Priscilla, right?
Yes. Okay, I wanted to ask, like, when you try to preview after designing, are you going to teach us the touch points? Like, whenever we probably go to an application, when you click on it, is there going to be an HRM, or do we need any visual code to probably write a code in order to connect that.
I'm still trying to understand your question, but if I get you correctly, you're asking after designing, or do you need any additional thing? I'm trying to like.
Yes, like writing an HTML code on visual.
Okay. Figma is purely for design. Figma is a pure design tools. Just like for those of us that do that design with Canva, for example. You know, on Canva, we don't need to write anything HTML code or CSS. It's purely for design, like taking templates, designing from scratch on your own. So the same thing applies to Figma. It's just purely for designers. So for developers, they know what to do. Developers can actually get, okay, there are some plugins that can make you get some kind of code from Figma, but that as a designer, you don't need that. Developers, even developers use Figma. They use Figma, and almost all developers, let me not say all, I can say all, yes, because they, after designing with Figma as a designer, you have to send them the file. So they look into it, they copy assets, they copy whatever they need, because they have to do exactly what you design on that Figma file. They have to replicate exactly the same thing. So they must have knowledge about Figma, not how to design, but how to use those assets. You know, there are some designer can do something really, 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 really crazy that might. There are some design you will come across, and as a designer, you have to, as a developer, you have to sit carefully and look into it for you to replicate exactly something like that. So, you don't need any extra or coding skills to design or to bring your design to life. So, Priscilla, do you answer your question?
Yes, thank you. I'm actually a data analyst, so I was thinking of probably merging both together. So,
of course,
thank
you
you.
can. It's a good idea. So, Raphael, are you ready to speak now? So, I think you are the next one that I can see raising up your hand. Okay, if you're not ready, maybe Izine can speak.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, after you preview the mobile phone, now you move the phone into the Figma. I don't know how you do that. You move your preview into the Figma. I don't know how you do that.
Okay. Anyways, let me share my screen again and answer those two questions that has been pending. Someone asked how we can refill, like add a background, like background color. Now, from here, if we want to add a background color, you know, we're already clicking on this page, on this frame. Then there is a fill. We have a fill section on the right hand bar, design bar. So we can click on it and choose whatever color we want to use. All right, so that's how to add fill. We can also do the same thing for the box, for the rectangle or ellipse. Whatever we want to use, you can also use the same. We can also do it the same way by adding fill color or whatever. So that's how to add fill color. And for the preview, yes, it's like this. If you click on this, like on your frame, now from the same design bar, the prototype aspect, we'll see prototype view. When you click on the arrow prototype view right here on the right bar beside the share button, we can see either we want to preview it on the same Figma page or we want to present it on another page. So whichever one you want to do depends on you. So we can present on a new page or we can preview on the same page that we have. So that is how we can do our preview to make the mobile shows. So Isn't it? You can ask your question now if your hand is still up. Okay, I think we are not following this order of question.
Well done, sir.
Yes, good.
Yes, I
Wonderful.
want to ask, how do we save our design? Our work, rather. How do we save after everything? How do we save? And
Okay.
how do we save actually?
Thank you. Yes, on Figma is like, when something is on cloud, just like for those of us that use Microsoft Excel, the one for Google Sheets. Yeah. The Google Sheet is a live stuff. Like if you share the edit link to anyone, they can add an edit to it, and you can also view it from your end. So it's like if you are working on something on that Google Sheet, Google spreadsheet, another person can also see it, or like what you are working on. They can also make edits because it is on cloud, it is live. The same thing applies to Figma. So you can actually share from here, share and send to a developer, or you just copy prototype link, or you publish your link to community. If we explore the community, we'll know more about these ones later, or we get an embedded code, but we don't need that. Or we copy dev mode link, that's for developer, or we just add their email address. Let me do it this way. So we can add their email address. I know I can't add myself, but okay, let me use this. Let me use this. So we can invite someone to view. They can view your file, or we can add them to edit. Whichever one we want to do, it all depends on us. We can add them to view, like I can send a view once, like a view link to everyone to see what we did today. You can only view what we do, but you cannot edit it. Only if I give an edit access. That is when you can edit whatever we did today. So that's how you share your work. Aside from saving this one, like, okay, what we did today, let me see the file again. We can always export, we can always share the file, whichever one we want to do, it depends on us. And I think when we get to plugin aspect, we get to know so many things, how we can implement plugins, how we can add external stuffs. So now who next? Where is that?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Hello, thank you. You called my name, boss.
Yes, you raise up your hand. You have a question.
I wanted to ask earlier. No, not really. Someone has already asked it, so I'm cleared now.
Okay.
Good morning.
So well, I don't know how this is being arranged. Okay.
Please, I have a question. Hello, Mr. Timothy.
Can we do it one after the other? Can we start with you now, so?
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Timothy.
Good morning, sir.
Please, I want you to take me down to how I can download this Figma app, because I'm actually trying to download it with my system now. It's not, I don't know if it's network or something, but like I'm going to Google Chrome, like Google, to download the app. But it's not really working. I don't know. So I wanted to know, is there any other means through which I can download this app?
Yes, we can actually download Figma from Figma itself. We came across it during the what's it called? See, okay, from here, from this place, from where you have your name or your profile, you click on it, then you see Get Desktop Application. Once you click on it, it will start downloading automatically. I don't need it, so I'll stop it. No, it has started down. I will stop the download because I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead with your question. Please, if you're not asking question, please mute yourself.
Okay, so my question is if you are working with more than one frame on Sigma, how do you close one?
If you're working with more than
one frame, so you are working with, so you are
one
doing a work
frame,
and you open more than one or two frame that you are working with, and you want to close the other one, how do you do that?
okay. Close in what aspect? Like you want to delete
That
it?
is, you want to delete.
Ah, okay. Okay. Let's open one of our design work. Okay, we can have the next question. If you have question, you can ask your question again.
Okay, I have a question.
Just go ahead.
Actually, I've doing design in the process of live preview. I can see that it's just showing just in the upper part. It's not showing the full page as it is on the real work. How can it be shown in that everything will be full?
It is showing.
Sorry, the previous question before this, please, can you repeat it, please?
Okay, thank you. So my question was, so if you are working with more than one frame, so you have a frame with maybe Android or iPhone 7 or iPhone 13 and so on. So, and maybe you are done with one, or you want to delete the one of iPhone 7 and leave the rest while you continue working on the rest. How do you do that?
Now we have iPhone 16 and we have another phone here. You can see this is exactly what you're asking, yeah? Now,
yes,
we are working on this one before. Now we don't want to work on this again, want to delete. We just click on delete and it's gone. Does that answer your question?
Okay. Okay, yes.
But once you delete, those it won't come back. Only if you undo.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is our project for next week. The one you are seeing on my screen right now. We are to replicate the same thing using the same color, the same typography. Now, I have just one thing to give to us before I go. This is, I've sent the link to this place. Now, I have like a Chrome extension, which I use to get fonts and color. Let me start with the color. Like I use ColorZilla, the Chrome extension. Please mute yourself.
You use what, please? Can you mute others?
No, apart from that, I'm going to it's okay. I'm okay.
Okay, I use Chrome Z.
Mr. Timothy, you're muted.
Okay, I'm saying I use ChromeZilla to get the exact color that is used on a live project. It's a Chrome extension. So once I click on it, I come to the color I want to get the exact color. I click on it, then I get the CSS code. Then I can go back to Figma and click here. Let me say I want to edit this button. Okay, let me say I want to edit this button, rectangle button. Then I can click from here and just paste the CSS code and press enter. Is that clear?
So, please, sir, can you
please come again? Come again, please. Come again.
Chromezilla?
Now,
Can you explain how you download the Chromezilla?
Oh, it's just like a Chrome
All
extension.
the links to be shared.
Okay. Chrome extension. What's the name? Colorzilla, sorry. Just type it on Google. I think we have. So we can see Colorzilla Chrome Web Store. So if you click, it will tell you to add to Chrome. So it has been added to my Chrome already, so I cannot add it again, only if I want to remove it. I can only remove it now. So I can only remove, I cannot add 2 times. So you click on add to Chrome, then it will be somewhere around here. It will be somewhere around here. So for fonts, I use Font Picker. It's also a Chrome extension. So I just right click and I say font details to see the font that is used on this website. Even the font, so the font size, the font weight, the line height, and the font color. So I use Font Picker for this. So the font name, graphic web, vertical new, and so on. So anyways, I'm just showing you part of the tools I use for my design. Like I said, I'm not just a UI UX designer. I also design websites. But now I think my major focus is managing projects. So like website projects, yeah, real life dev project, like website project itself, application project. So that is basically what I do right now. I only design when it is necessary. So any other question?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm actually using my
Hello,
Chrome.
good
My
morning.
Google. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm using my Chrome in the prototype for the setting. Just like when I was watching yours, I don't have phone. What I have from beginning is Android compact, Android medium. Then every other thing I have is iPhone, Apple Watch. Another thing I would say that is close to it is Android small, Android. I don't have what is customized on what you are showing me. I don't know, maybe it's what I'm using or if there's anything different from
Can you see my screen right now?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay, from the frame, we have phone. We have different types of phone size, which is Android
Okay,
compact.
that's what I'm saying. I can't, the frame one, I can't find where I have frame. It's just straight to Android compact, Android medium, and the rest of it.
So as long as you can see whatever you are seeing here, which is phone, tablet, desktop. I think it's enough for you to work.
Okay.
Okay. So any other question?
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, mine is, can I export the work in a picture format? That's
Yeah,
one.
what?
In a picture format.
Yes, please.
Can I export it?
Yes, please.
Apart from sharing, okay. And then again, must I design each frame for a particular phone, or can I use, after designing a phone, say Android, is there any auto conversion to other frames, or must I design each frame individually?
Can you ask the question again? Is there any what?
Must I design for each frame, say Android? If I finish design for Android, must I still design separately for say Apple, iPhone, and desktop, or is there auto conversion?
Okay. I think that is majorly done by developer. They actually know what to do. But you know, there are some applications whereby they will tell you this application is only available on Android. So if the application is only available for Android, why do you have to choose iPhone frame size? And there are some applications that will tell you it's only available on iPhone. So why do you have to choose Android phone frame size? You get? I think that shows, it gives like a kind of flexibility. Oh, this one is just for iPhone alone, it's for the application alone. But if if you are working for both iPhone and Android, I don't think they will ask you to design both Android and tablet and iPhone. Even if you are to do that, I think what you basically what you need to do is just to copy and paste. Copy and paste, copy and paste. Probably reduce the size, copy and paste, which is rare because developer can actually get like a standard size for all screen. So, any other question?
Yeah, good morning. You have actually
Excuse me. Morning.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
He has actually my own concern was I designed a particular prototype. I frame, or maybe let's say.
Please, I can't hear you clearly. Can you move closer to your mic?
Can you hear me clearly now?
Okay, I can try.
Yeah. So my question is, what if I design a particular a frame for a particular device? Let's assume maybe iPhone 12 Pro Max. You understand? So is it possible? Is it possible that we have a kind of way to replicate it? It will be a one cap fit all for all the other devices, because I realize essence of building these applications is for probably my clients or people that wanted to use my app. Everybody will not use the same phone or the same device. You get? So is it possible if I design for one particular device, then one capital for all the other devices? That's my question.
Hello, Timothy. I don't know if you get his question. I'm sure. I think I also have similar question. If you can hear me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I think both questions are more with regards to maybe they want to know. So on Figma, is there a way we be a responsive design? So if I should choose a 100, right? Development or that prototype that I have can also work on other screens. I don't need to redesign for different types of screens. So I think the question is with regards to the responsive design of the prototypes that we create on Figma, or that is done by the developer.
Yes, I have answered that question before initially. Like I said earlier on, if you have an application that is basically for iPhone, like there are some application that is only available for iPhone users. You can't choose. Uh, you can't design on Android. And if you have an application that is only available for Android user, why do you have to use iPhone frame size? So, but if it is an application that is general, you can choose a suitable one, just one, and the developer will like work on the adjustment on their own. And if you are being instructed to design, like give us, like we want to see it on real life, the iPhone, the one for iPhone, the one for Android. This is just pretty easy. What we did right here is for Android, yeah. So it's something that you can just like click on the frame, right? Then go to phone, select iPhone, then look at what we are having here for iPhone. This is what we are having here for iPhone, right? Look at the only difference is just the height, and it will just be the height and like the text size. It's something you can just like on your own just copy, paste in here, and reduce the sizes. Even see like this, I don't even have to even reduce the size. It fits in perfectly. So why do I have to even design another pages or something? It's something that the developer can just find way around it and just work on it. it's very easy because they will work on the responsiveness during their development stages. So they don't even need to ask you to do something like that. You can see this is Android, this is iPhone. I did not even do any adjustment, and it fits in perfectly, and it was perfect. Oh, sorry, I stopped sharing. Then. So, like I said, this is iPhone, this is Android. I just copy and paste what I have inside here. I paste it here, and it fits in perfectly. I don't even need to do any adjustment. You can see. So that's why I said initially that you don't need to like work on like Android, work on iPhone. You just have to pick one screen size. Then the developer will they will do their work. They know what to do. Everything will be perfect in aspect of responsiveness. This is iPhone. This is Android. You can see I didn't even do any touching, and it's looking like perfect in terms of the margin and the padding. So that is that. Any other question? Any other question?
Yeah, I've been raising up my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have moderators, so it's very difficult for me to know who raise up their hands first and the likes. Okay, you can ask
Mr.
your question, please.
Timothy. Yeah, more than two people have asked how we can save our workers' picture. Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
take us through that?
I hope I'm still sharing my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we click. I just click on login right now. Yeah, this is our frame, login frame. Then we scroll down from the left right hand side. We see the right hand side. We see export. So we can export. Excuse me, as PNG. Excuse me. Please, can I just take a minute? Yeah. Sorry, I've been talking for over close to 2 hours and I've not taken any water. So I just have to do that right now. So now, as I was saying, we click on it right here and we scroll down and we can see export. We can export it as PNG. We can export as PNG, JPEG, SVG, and PDF. All right, so we click on export login because this is what we name our frame as. Because now we are saving as PNG, yeah. So so it has finished downloading. So let's try and open the file. So here we go. So is it clear now how to download? It's still loading actually. So is it clear now how to download or our design as PNG as image? Now here we
Thank
go.
you, sir. So that means we can also use it to design logo.
Exactly, sure.
Great.
Some people use Figma for, it's just like Photoshop. Some people use Photoshop as for prototype. They use Photoshop to design anything, even this prototype we are doing. But the right one that is purely for designing UI UX is Figma or Adobe SD. In school, what we were taught in school was Adobe SD because my school, they said, oh, it is a must high school here in Cyprus. So they said it is a must, like this is the recommendation of their own standard. This is what they want everyone to use. But based on my own experience during the time of our project, I have to use Figma because I have to talk to the professor. This is what I like, my flexibility. And why not? Because it's the same thing. So Adobe SD and Figma, they are just for prototypes for designing UI, like your UI UX design to bring them to life. Some companies, when they are hiring, they will tell you, oh, we want someone that can use Adobe SD. We want someone that can use Figma. But trust me, if you can use Adobe SD, you can use Figma. In class, then I use Adobe SD because that's what they have on all the computer in class. I use Adobe SD and it's just like almost everything there are similar, just that Adobe SD is an application which you have to install. You can work on Adobe SD without internet. Yeah, that's the only difference and flexibility I see in there, but you have to buy a paid software. Like if you are to download, okay, then I think during our practical classes on my own PC, because I want to make sure in case of rejection, I can be able to move my stuff um, to Adobe SD. So I have to download the application and I try to check it again because I think when I learned how to use design design UI UX, I learned Adobe SD then. I think that was back then as at 2016. What I learned was Adobe SD, but I have to switch when most times when trying to apply, what you see is, oh, we want someone that can use Figma. It's discouraged me a lot. We want someone that can use Figma. We want someone that can use Figma. So it made me switch entirely to Figma. So that's just my journey. I switched from Adobe SD and Figma. But at the same time, most companies are still using Figma, Adobe SD up to date because it's an Adobe software. And Adobe software is like Photoshop, and so on. So they are still in existence and still working perfectly as Figma as well. So do we have any other questions?
So would you be training us on both the Adobe and the Figma?
No, our focus will just be on Figma.
Is Figma more accepted in the market?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, one more question.
Right.
The prototype you designed, well, I'm not yet very good with the terminologies. The icon that looks like the phone after transporting it, can it be downloaded? For example, if you want to have that sent to someone as a design to see what you've designed, the design which was, I don't know how to say it.
You can
The
go ahead.
prototype, yeah. When you click on present, can that be downloaded and sent to someone to see? Thank you.
Oh, okay. No, that one is just like a preview of you. But you can use some other mock-up tools to mock up your images. I don't know, maybe you understand. Like the one we downloaded now, you can always use like maybe Smart Mockup. And there, like when we get to plugin, we'll explore some other plugins and some other applications that can give us mockup and we can save those mockup.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
Sir, as time goes on, can you take us through using a wireframe, then come back to the UI design, so that will be like a step-by-step kind of?
A wireframe what?
What I'm saying is this: for the process of being a product design, I'm trying to ask if you can take us how to generate the wireframe on Figma before we start doing the designing. Do you get my question?
Oh, okay. Wireframing is just like, instead of doing adding colors, adding text, adding, most tests we use demo test. Let me show you something. Okay, let me do this. Now, we don't like, I just want an idea of a login page, right? I want an idea of a login page. I don't even know the color to use. I don't know the typography to use. I don't even know anything to do for now. I just want to like get an idea before I proceed forward. Before I proceed in what I am doing. It can just be, most wireframes look like this. They look like this, whereby everything just looks like a similar color like this, whereby it's just plain, trying to get the feel of how the old job or the old work will look like. Just something like this without color, trying to get a flow of how it will look like and trying to match the prototype together, and for this, we only have sign up page. And for our sign up page, when we click on sign up button, it's supposed to take us somewhere else. We can't dive into that for now. It will look kind of stressful for us, whereby we can link both pages together. That, okay, based on user experience, like when a user click on login, it takes them to the dashboard. When they click on sign up, it takes them to the splash page and so on. So this will give like a feel of how, that's when the prototyping comes in. It will give a feel of how the user experience will go, how the experience will go about. But for now, we can't dive into it now until when we have learned a lot how to design so many pages and we can link them up together. So let's just take it one step at a time, because we still have other. If we take it too fast,
Okay, I think I have a question.
right.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Okay, it's about the extensions you used, and then you ask us to do something like a those colors you use on the extension of. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
I don't know whether you get what I said.
I can hear you, but let me just mute because I'm hearing some background noise. Let me just say, like, try to understand what you were trying to say. How to use the extensions, the Chrome extensions, like you want me to go back to it again. I think that's what you are trying to ask. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So, where should we start from? Let me share my screen again. And why I go back to this, I want to ask us for something, everyone in this meeting. What I want to ask from us is, I think we have over 100 participants here. Please, after the meeting, you can go on LinkedIn and write me a recommendation. Thank you. So that's the help I'm asking from all of you. And you can go on Twitter and talk about your experience too. I have the same username on all my social media platform, which is Geek Timothy. I will type it right here. You can find me on all social media platforms on the same username. On TikTok, I think I don't take TikTok serious. I just post whatever I like there. On Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, you can find me with the same username, Big Timothy. So you can write me a recommendation. You can tag me on your design so I can repost. You can share ideas together on what you are doing. So for the extensions, for Chrome, let me just send a link of Chrome Web Store. Let me send a link of Chrome Web Store to make the whole thing easier. So from here, we can search for any Chrome extension. And I think for today, I gave you 2 different Chrome extensions, which is Colorzilla and Font Picker. And as designer, you can also decide to have these colors for Chrome, whereby if you open on a new tab on Chrome, you will see different colors which you can mix together to give you a better feel. If you refresh your Chrome, your new page, you can always find different color combo which you can use, different color combination. If you keep refreshing, it keeps bringing different colors idea that can suit your design, because as a designer sometimes we can be creative block. It's normal. So so now you can search for like this extension, this one, like Colorzilla. You can search for Colorzilla and Font Picker. Because I already have it, so it will just add me to remove, or I think I have double A. Search for it. What? I think the spelling is wrong. Yeah, this is it, Colorzilla. So you add it to Chrome. Once you add it to Chrome, it will be right here. It will be right here. So that's that about the Chrome extension. Now, there was a question that was asked that I forgot to answer. Now, from here, we have the color picker. This is the Colorzilla. Then we pick this color here. Once you click on it, the code will be copied automatically. Automatically, it will be copied. Then you can go back to Figma. Then let's say you want to give this a fill color, like you want to like color it based on the color you just copied. You see right from this fill on this right hand side, you just click on this. This is the CSS code of this color. So you just remove this one and paste, Ctrl V, you paste the one you copied from wherever site you are copying them from, and you press enter. So the color will take effect right here. So we all remember what we have to do for next week. We have to design exactly something like this. You can tag me on your progress on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. You can tag me on your progress, what you are currently working on, so I can reshare and also talk about it. And you can write a recommendation about what we did today on any social media platform that you use the most, maybe LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me with the same username. So this is exactly what we have to do. I already sent the link to this exact page. So we should, by next week, before next week, I think we all should be done with this thing. And the only way I can view everybody's work is by when you post your progress. Okay, let me just give like an idea what has helped me in the tech industry. There was a time whereby people use Twitter a lot for that. I think Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. I think these 3 applications are the social media pages, social media application which people use the most for things like that. Whatever, let's say you are working on learning UI UX, then whatever you are learning, you are posting the progress of what you are learning every day on social media. This will give people an insight of, oh, this is what this person is doing. This is what this person is calling. Some people learn for fun. So people learn for, oh, I need a gig, I need something to do. Why some other people learn for fun? You know, some people might be doing it for fun. Let me just share the progress of what I am doing on social media. They share the progress, and people will see what you are doing. Mind you are doing it for fun. You just see people in your DM. Please, can we have an application like this? Can we have a design like this? Can we have this like this? Can we have this like this? And mind you, you are just doing it for fun. So that's how, because if you just finish learning and like be like, oh, you are looking for gig or work to come from anywhere, it might not happen that way. But from your progress which you share online, you can actually find your dream client easily. Some people have to create a new social media account on their own just because of what they are learning or what they are doing. They grow it and they make sure whoever is coming through that whatever social media page are people that knows or understand what you are doing. I think on my LinkedIn page, if not because of this training, I have very like, I can count like maybe I have less than 10 people from Nigeria, sorry to say, on my LinkedIn page. On my Facebook page, you can find almost all my friends, Nigerians and mixed. But on my LinkedIn page, it's very, very rare. If not for this training that I got some new followers from Nigeria, it is very, very rare to find people from Nigeria following me or that I am following on LinkedIn. It's very hard to find. Maybe you can count like 10 at worst. So I built that page alone for like, oh, this is the market I want, and this is the people I want on this page. You understand? So this is just like different ways you can decide to like build your network. It's very easy. You just have to like have a structure of this is what I want. Anyways, any other question?
What's your handle on LinkedIn again, please?
Yes, I use the same username for everything at Geek Timothy. I type it in the page on the page. Okay, let me just paste. Let me
Yes, I will
paste.
get the recordings. Just join in, please.
Okay, for the recordings, I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm actually recording. I think we have about 2 hours, 30 minutes now. So, based on how I understand Google Meet, I say Google Meet, Teams, immediately after the section, the video will be saved on this chat. So I don't know if it works that way for because I remember for our class, immediately after the class, the recording it will be saved in the chat immediately. I don't know if it works like this, the same way we have been doing this. So, but at the same time, we have the recording. I will save it on Google Drive and drop the link if we can't find the recording immediately after the class. So my handle on LinkedIn is this, and for Twitter the same. For
it's not showing. It's not showing. The screen
what?
is not showing.
No, I'm not. I pasted the link to my handle on LinkedIn on the chat box.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, is there any other question? If there is no any other question, I think we are done for today. The only thing I can say, right?
So I think
Can you help
the
us to
only
share
the
the link
what
to the
I want to
assignment?
say is this. I think we should be having the time that we will spend on the training each weekend so that we'll to be in our mind.
2 hours.
Yes. We are to start at 10 o'clock my time. That is 9 o'clock Nigerian time. Yeah. So we have to start about at 9 o'clock. So I think I planned for today's class just for 1 hour. Now we are ending up having 2 hours, 30 minutes. I only planned for 1 hour, honestly, but obviously it goes beyond what I can control. So anyways,
So for the coming class, there will be duration of time that we spent.
yes, maybe question and answer will come at the end. I will not accept any other question until after the training next week. The way it comes in, for this week, and
It's
for
very
next will be immediately
it will
after
be
the
okay like that.
yeah.
There should be a time.
So
Hello, can you hear me?
yes.
Please, can you help us to share the link to the assignment?
Of course. I already shared it in the chat box. I already shared this. We can, okay, I think we should work on login page. Let's work on login page. I've also shared it in the group. So please, the assignment is very important and it will help improve your skills. Imagine you can finish designing this page. When you finish, you can even tag MailChimp. They are on all social media platforms as well. You can tag them. It's okay. No one is, because you're just trying to like improve your skills.
What did you call their name?
MailChimp. Yeah.
How is it spelled, please?
MailChimp. It's in the
Thank
chat
you.
box. So you can pick whatever platform you want to work on and do the same. I think at the end of this, we are still also going to work on something like this. Let me share my screen. By the way, this is my agency website. So, and this is what we do. So we can also work on something like a design like this. And also we can also, if we want to go further in what we are doing, I also have my personal portfolio, which is timothyadede.com. So we can also work on things like this, just to like, give a flow of how design, color combinations, and all those things, how they work. So it's just something we can always pick and we can replicate them. So I think that's about today. Or do we have any other person that still have something to say, or a question, or an addition, or subtraction?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I have a question, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. So I dropped a message earlier. The question basically is, there was a time when you were designing the Facebook and LinkedIn logo. There was a time when you were able to drag both of them at the same time. So how did you do that you were able to like drag both of them at the same time? That's the first question. Then my second question, I've actually been trying to build a portfolio page, and I'm happy you just brought that up now. So is it also possible that we can use this Figma platform to create something like a portfolio page, at least just to show clients and to show people?
Okay. Let me start from your first question. Your first question was how I drag the icon into Figma, right?
No, how you drag both of them downwards. There was a time you dragged them together
Oh
downwards.
yeah, like I said, for me, I'm already used to using shortcuts. So that's why I was saying, in case I am too fast in like the way I am using my shortcut, you can always like draw my attention to it so I can come back to the normal way. Like what I did is just something really normal. I just like I'm currently dragging this image, then I move it down to Figma and I drop it here. That's what I did. And at the same time, the right way and normal way to do it is for you to save this image. After saving this image, then you import it. You import it down to Figma. Like from this file, you will see where is it again? You will see edit, or I'm trying to look for where we can import images. Can imagine. because I'm already used to anything that I'm doing right here, just like shortcut. But at the same time, from where it's been saved from, you can also drag it inside Figma, inside your work area. You can also drag it right inside here. Or you can copy from the web browser and paste in here. So it's just
I
as
know.
easy.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, sir. Sorry to cut you short. So I know what you're actually talking about, but I'm saying there was a time when you tried, while you were editing and designing, when you were trying to just move the Facebook logo and the LinkedIn logo downwards a bit, it moved, they were together and they moved together downwards. So I'm saying, how were you able to, like, they were joined together?
Oh, yeah, that. So now this is this that I just clicked on right now. Now I click on Shift and I drag it. Oh, sorry. I click on Alt, the Alt key. I click on it. You see, it's already showing that this thing is, I want to duplicate this box. Then I drag it down. But I already taught you guys the normal way on how to copy this instead of doing that shortcut way like this. Now this one is very fast. When you are working and you just like drag this down instead of doing it the normal way. Copy and paste. You see, this is copy and paste, and this is just what I just did right now. This is still the same thing. So instead of waiting to copy and to paste, I just use the shortcut. You can also use Control C, Control C, Control V. You can also do the same.
Okay, sorry, sir. I'm trying to avoid us wasting so much time, but I think you still do not understand my question. So if you place the cursor now on Facebook and LinkedIn logo on this design now, so there was a time when you were moving it, instead of it moving independently, they moved together. That's what I mean. Was there like a shortcut you used? Yes. But normally it should be different. They should move differently. Like, so why are they moving together? Because it was different logos actually.
Now they can move alone independently. This is it. Right.
So but why
now,
did they move together?
I click on the LinkedIn logo first, then I click on Shift to pick this one so they can move together. Or I can highlight it like this so they can move together. And I can group them together, like group. See, where is group? This, I can group selection. I can group them together. And I can also ungroup them so they can be able to move independently. Have I answered your question?
Yes, you have, sir. Thank you, sir. And the second one about the portfolio, sorry.
Yes, about the portfolio. My own portfolio, I designed it myself. And this is a live website. This is not a prototype. Like I said, Figma is just like an insight of what you want to build. I have explained this earlier on, that now you want to build a house, the plan of what you want to do. So you can't tell me you design a plan and you are showing the plan to your client as the main house. It's not possible. So you can't, it's just like you can't tell the client that this is the main house when you just have a plan. So Figma is just like a plan, which you can't just be sharing Figma link everywhere. If you want to design your website, okay, you can have a view of how your website will look like. Then you pass it to a developer to develop it for you. Only if you're a website developer or you're a website designer, then, or you know how to use WordPress, you can then do your thing on your own. I think in the coming time, I don't know if WordPress design class will be possible, but if it will be possible, the information will pass across. But for now, I think what we just need to do is just to learn how to do prototype UI UX design. Yes, someone else have a question.
Yes, please. Hold on, Mr. Timothy. Please, can you hear me? All right, please. I want to ask I noticed that not all the fonts are embedded in our Figma. How can we add font extension to it, like some fonts to be added to the fonts that Figma has already?
Yes, it is possible, but that will be in our coming classes. Let's take it
Alright.
because we have not even got into installing extension, installing plugins, and all that. Because if we dive into that now, trust me, we'll get lost and we'll miss out on so many things.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. But please let us explore what we did today. Let us try to create a login page of MailChimp and see how effective or how good we are improving. And we can let's also try something new. We are only working on an application, on mobile application. You can try desktop, you can try tablet, no, desktop and mobile actually. You can try website, you can try mobile view as well. So I think I will stop receiving question now. I am tired. So this last question. Okay, this will be the last question, please. This will be the last question, and we'll call it a day. I am tired. So, how to do the curve? Like, how I curve the rectangle shape. Now, let me bring out the rectangle shape again. Yeah, right. Then from this part, there's no way I can zoom this part. I would have shown it to us. I can only zoom this part. So from this side, we can see like curve radius from appearance. From appearance, we can see curve radius. So the curve radius, we can make it like 30. But this is not the question I was actually expecting. I was actually expecting something, another question like if you don't want this part to be curved, and you want this part to be curved, and you don't want this part to be curved. Like we don't want the whole parts to be curved. We just want maybe the upper part and the lower part to be curved. So like we click on this from this same appearance, corner radius, then we click on to expand the corner radius details. Then from here, we can change this one to 0. Then we can also change this one to 0, which means it's curved only these parts and these parts. Right. So I think with that, I've answered all questions.
Are you muted?
Are we done for the class today?
So can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so please let's act politely in the group and let us not spam the group with messages that is not related to Figma or UI UX design, so this will make it easier for us to have a very good community of designers sharing ideas, having to, learn together, and also, to improve our knowledge about designs. So from time to time, I'll also be sharing materials that can help us grow. So please, if we open the group, let us just talk about the subjects of the group alone. This will help a lot. Please, let's just stick to that. And don't forget, you can find me on all social media platforms, as I've said earlier on. Share your work. This is the only place you can share your work that you can easily get my attention, because I have someone managing my social media pages. If I'm not available, she can always respond. I don't post on my social media pages myself, but most messages, sometimes I reply myself, or most messages I reply myself. I think that's the only part. Only if there are some messages that are maybe that are not too really official. But trust me, I am getting all the messages and all the chats. So please let us maintain what we have been doing right from here and build a very good designer community. And there is one idea I know about this thing. At a point, I know of some group which we have back then in 2018. At a point, everyone went in diverse ways. We are all bloggers. We started as a blogger, very huge community. Everyone went in a diverse way. But you can imagine, at the end of the day, there was a circle of this one is a developer, this one is a designer, this one is a motion designer, and passing gigs, passing jobs around that corner alone. Oh, I need someone that can design for me. I need a developer. I need a PHP developer. I need someone that can handle Laravel. I need someone that can handle JavaScript. It was going all around that way, because you cannot do everything. Everyone just pick their own areas. So we can also create a very solid community like this, and we keep it going for years. And trust me, the end goal is always success. So, and I wish us well in the journey of designing. You can always watch videos about how to Okay, so let's just call it a have a good day, guys. Bye bye. And I'll work on the
Thank you
recording
so
as
much.
well and send it across.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.
You're welcome.